What's up, everybody? We are back. So, how did we get to here? How did we get onto this mind flare nautiloid ship that has buried itself in the tundra just north of the spine of the world?
Well, Chauncey and
I'll take
I know,
anybody's story.
short, short and sweet is Chauncey and I wanted to help the ship because we heard that they also have the raw material that we've been looking for.
Jordan.
Start to learn. Um, and then we also just were intrigued about the ship. Does it look like a meteor?
Well, didn't you also heard the SOS in your head?
Oh yeah, and like I heard that SOS, so that kind of makes me want to go check it out as well.
It was either that or cross the frozen tundra to try and get someone that eluded us.
Cephik,
Yeah, Sefik,
the new moon
son of a
killer, the
bitch.
cold-hearted killer. I know, for such a grudge, you've been taken a lot of different ways away from him.
Yep.
Start
Go
fiddling
through
with
my
stuff.
settings. Do that. All right. Well, my mic is back at it. All right. Sounds good. Looks good. Although I should drop them both a bit. All right. Let me tell you how Gab's dastardly got where he is. See, I'm not really welcome in a lot of the parts around here. Not a lot of other places to go. Um, most of that's my own fault. Con a few people, you get a reputation. Con a few more people, you get a few more reputations.
Hey guys.
Not a lot of people trust me and what I do, but I did see an opportunity after hearing about an incident from some people in a tavern to make a lot of money, maybe even the first honest buck I've ever made off of robot fighting, which is a sentence my character never thought he would think up until he heard somebody was robot fighting. So I came to meet this robot fighter for reasons I've yet to explain exactly. We went traveling along so I could have time to convince him. And then he heard voices, and there's this ship. I mean, we got onto it. It all sort of melds into one smooth ride. But we did make it aboard. And I believe that's where we left off. When I'm starting to wonder, this is a lot of work just for some robot fighting.
But the sight of this otherworldly ship does fill your mind with the endless possibilities that there could be before you.
Oh, I'm in it. It's just the jury's out in the hole. Is this a smart decision?
And then you got to the ship and then saw a couple of the mind flayers from the outside of the deck waving their hands at you. Quickly surmised that you were in danger as the dorsal fin of a boulet crested through the ground. So you unhitched unhitch his fizz and her fizz and made your run around to the basically open area by the cargo deck, which is a mere 5 feet above the ground, thanks to the position in which it crashed. And there you all managed to get onto there. And this is where you see Vorin, whom is out on the deck looking to talk to you all as he steps out a large, so it's not necessarily a door, it's more sphincter like. It closes and opens as he passes through, and then it closes behind him. And very, very small stature. You would say that this person is maybe one of the smaller races, halfling, gnomish, something like that. And you all hear in your mind, I see you've got the distress beacon. My name is Vorin. I'm pleased you have come here to help, and Subject X did not eat you.
I take it
The-
Subject X is the big shark out there?
You mean the little shark? Good job,
Little
Gaz.
shark?
Yes, Subject X became very tenacious during the repair process, and we tried to release it back onto the planet side. And it seems that this thing holds a grudge. We've managed to hide from it.
So what exactly do you need help with?
Our ship is dying and it is in need of repairs. As you look around, you see generally the ship's deck kind of cants ever so slightly to the southward side, but nothing to impede your movement. And you are seeing what looks like fleshy tendrils that are drug around places. Things are like put together. You see a black ichor that's kind of pooling down the side. You would guess that this thing is some amalgamation of bioorganic as well as magic.
This is intriguing. I fix a lot of things in my day, but I've never fixed or seen anything quite like this. I'm always willing to learn.
Well, my friend, you are about to get a crash course because we need help with the life support system. The ship does not have long.
What does that
Is-
entail?
What can we do?
I need you to help me fix the life support system. And to do that, we need a psychic crystal. Anybody can make an arcana check to see if they know what a psychic crystal is.
Make that check.
I just
A
did.
psychic what?
I just did. I rolled a 23.
So psychic
Crystal.
crystals are uncommon, and it seems to be the more intelligent something is, the more that they react to it. They're primarily
I was
found
doing
in,
that based off of my roll of a 1.
primarily they're found in places that have a concentration of psychic energy. They've also been prized because if you attune to them, they allow you to communicate telepathically. So a lot of times they're in very high-end jewelry. They're very in demand. Said that the one that they had for this ship, plus the backups, are no longer functioning. And Vorin says that he was going around the town of 10 towns, and then he holds up this thing that looks like about as big as a deck of playing cards. And he says, I've been using this detector to try to locate them. I did manage to find one, and it was in the ownership of Kalam. I was trying to battle him for it, but I was not able to successfully beat his imp in combat. And that drained me of my resources, and that's when you found me. It's like I also noticed that I was getting some pings of detection when I went to Tourmaline, and they said that there's a large mine that would more than likely have one. It's the only thing that I could think of. And of course, they can be found in treasure hoards for certain locations.
So, Vernon, didn't you fight an imp?
That sounds like him.
He was a tricky little minx.
Did he go invisible?
Yes, that was one of the tactics that he used to confuse my ooze.
Yep. Cheating piece of shit. One and the same.
Well, I wonder if this is an opportunity for you and Gabs to put your heads together, since you're both interested in fighting.
That's very true. Sorry, Gabs, you've been wanting to talk to me about this, but we've just been so busy trying to get here.
No,
If you want, we can.
It's okay. I think if you and me can talk to the side a little bit quietly. I've heard enough at the tavern, and I think I've seen enough now to know. Simple deal. Me and you. We build this together, and I've noticed it here. And from the stories I've heard in the tavern. We have a great product here. An idea. But it doesn't matter how good your idea is, because you don't know the first thing about selling it.
You're not wrong.
That's where I come in. The selling is just dignified bullshit. And I am full of glorious bullshit, and I can use that. Turn that into money for the both of us.
What are you saying? 60-40?
Right now we have nothing. So I don't want to worry about how we divide nothing. For right now, you're the talent. I'm just the salesman.
All right. Well, keep doing good like you've been doing, and we can make this happen for sure.
And so Vorin was talking about fighting an ooze. You're muted.
So Vorin is somebody that they ran into in
Ah.
East Haven.
Okay.
So that's how Shoals came upon that coin. It was his affinity with his steel defender that caused Vorin to come up there and say, "Oh, you might have a talent for these mechanical apparatuses. We have a ship that's in dire need of repairs."
Ah. So is Vorin. Vorin. What can we do to repair the ship for you?
We need a psychic crystal. We only have a little over 2 days. It's about 50 hours until our life support system fails. And once it fails, the ship will no longer be serviceable, and we will have to scuttle it.
Do you plan to go far?
If we can get our ship working, we would prefer to return from the stars.
Hmm.
Our broodmates and ourselves, while we were unable to get a lot of subjects, this has still been a fruitful endeavor. We wish to return to the stars and begin our explorations again. If not, I guess we'll have to make do in one of the nearby towns. I hear Dugan Hole has a small population.
I'm not
Voron,
gonna lie. My first instinct, Vorin, is to tell you no. So I can keep a potential talent. But a familiar fighter from the stars has a ring to it. If I do this for you, you owe me. At least one appearance.
If you help us, then we do something for you. I'm amendable to these terms.
Yeah. Real simple. Just one appearance. Familiar fighting. Maybe Vorin, the valiant warrior from the stars. Something along those lines. I'm still workshopping it. But just a single appearance. I'd like to put on at least one big show. And one big show means many, many players.
He starts looking around. You can already see a blizzard starting to blow in from the east. He says, "Come inside," and then you see him kind of like touch his temple, and then the sphinctery thing opens, and he ushers you towards the inside. Inside, you see attached to the walls of this chamber are 3 sets of manacles designed to hold large creatures. A staircase rises to the next deck amidst crates, barrels, and broken bits of equipment. Moving through the diatrice are 4 creatures. 3 of them are small, repulsive purple things that float above the ground and pull themselves along the floor using their oversized face tentacles. The 4th is a lumbering monstrosity made of stitched together parts from goblin, dwarf, and reindeer. Is anybody else coming in?
Yeah, I'll join. I'll stay with the group. My guy's just really quiet. Doesn't talk much.
All right. Kalen is going to take the dogs on. They're going to find a spot inside. You notice this amalgamation of like humanoid parts mixed with reindeer is like clomping around on some hooves, moving stuff around. And then the other 3 up here, Rix and Zuglard, look like they're holding on a conversation with each other. You can tell that their eyes are tracking, they're darting around to other ones. It seems to be they're talking about something that you're not privy to. He says, "Oh, this is much better," as he kind of shakes the cold off of himself. He says, This is our cargo hold. This is where we've been trying to repair these stations. This is Rin, Rix, Ziglard."
Greetings.
And then we'll call the Flesh Golem subject Beta.
Look at the golem. Look at Vorin. And you used an ooze?
Yes, the ooze afforded me the opportunity to not draw attention.
Oh. Yeah, because that
makes
definitely
sense.
draws attention.
Subject Beta was also instrumental in the defense of the Nautiloid when Subject X crashed onto the deck and ruined our forward ballista and damaged the sonic nullifier that was in Drevidix in his hands.
How many people are, or how many crew?
We have our captain, Drevidex. I'm the second in command and navigator, Vorin. You have Rin, Rix, and Zelgard, are three of our broodmates that did not turn out optimally. We captured Subject X, whom is around the area that you know of. We've constructed Subject Beta, and then there is Thing 1 and Thing 2, which are Drevidex's loyal companions. These are all the souls that we have accounted for.
How large is this psychic crystal?
He pulls out one that's kind of broken. It's like a fist-sized crystal.
Okay. So I think we should probably talk about a plan. Are you guys thinking of fighting the imp, or do we want to go look elsewhere?
Doesn't
I
matter.
want to. I would love to take it back to and kick his ass. Piece of shit. Murder. Like, go off.
Relax, relax. We may not have to harm this imp to subdue it. We need an object, not his pain.
No. I'm not talking about his pain. He's just a cheating piece of shit.
And we're positive the
Beat him
imp
at his
has
own
it.
game.
Callum had it on him when I was passing by East Haven. The detector went off. It's got about a 5-mile radius. I was able to ascertain that it was in his possession. And when I asked him if I was able to purchase it off of him, he gave me the sum of 500 gold, which I did not have. Then he offered perchance a game of chance.
Oh,
And he was able to handedly defeat Starro, my gray ooze companion.
game of chance does sound interesting. I don't often like to leave chance to chance, though. Let's, Can I have that detector? Is it possible that I could use it?
He pulls it out and hands it to you. You now have a psi crystal detector. If you switch it on, which he shows you how,
Yeah.
when you're within 5 miles, it'll start trying to locate psychic crystals, and it'll give you the approximate direction and distance to it.
That's handy. Can you turn it on now? Do you hear anything?
Yep. Turn it on.
You don't hear anything. Sadly, when we lost altitude, a lot of our supplies went missing over the mountain range. Large creatures have been seen carting off our salvageables.
How big?
Starts to describe what seems to be like a giant folk, something around 8 to 10 feet,
Okay.
bundled in furs, large, speaking like more common-ish. I tried to chase them down and explain that they were stealing our property, but they ran very quickly.
Hmm.
I would also like to fix your ballista.
Hmm. If you think that you could fix the ballista, that might be a possibility. We have extra components, and the one that's on the battle deck, and he points a thing up, is in fact working as well.
I can aid in the ballista. In the fixing of it.
I can help him.
I think that just gives advantage, right? If he is making a check.
It would. All right. So, anybody else doing anything during this time?
I'll
Because it's
help.
going to take a little bit of time to like figure out what's going on with the ballista.
I'll help Vernon.
I'd like to
Uh,
pick Foreign's brain a little bit to see what direction they were heading and what direction they'll be heading when they get their ship fixed.
They point up back into the stars.
Okay.
So as you're looking the ballista over, Vernon, this just reeks of gnomish over engineering. There are pulleys and counter levers and everything. It looks like it could be operated easily with one person if you knew what the firing instructions were. And then you see on it, it looks like a series of bumps that almost look like it could be a form of some language. I seriously doubt that you speak Quailith.
No, I'm gonna ask him what does this say?
It says that's the firing instructions, and then one of the tendrils that he has comes down and it starts to move across the top, and he starts basically like a manual of arms, like pull this lever, do this, do that.
Oh, okay.
Right. I want to look at the other one and see, like, compare, contrast type thing. See what's where on
All right.
on a working one.
Can you not read
So-
the manual?
It's written in that tentacle braille language
Oh,
that
give me 10
mind
minutes.
flayers have.
Give me 10 minutes. I'll sort this out. Hold on. I'm fortunate
Well,
enough letters to know how to.
I think looking at one that's working as well and see all the different parts, I can just envision it while I'm working on the one that's broke.
So you said that you were going to take 10 minutes. Are you trying to cast something as a ritual?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm
Comprehend
getting?
languages.
All right.
And just translate this manual.
And then while that's the stuff's actually on the weapon for the firing stuff, so that's easy. And during that 10 minutes, Vernon, if you want to give me a DC 15 intelligence check, and we'll go with advantage because you got people helping you out.
Well, I rolled a 16, so that's a 22.
You feel like you got a pretty good understanding about how it's supposed to work. Thanks to your knowledge and the help, you understand that this thing could have been dangerous if it had not been properly studied first. It's almost just as dangerous to you if you don't know what you're doing.
Gotcha. How long is it gonna take us with that 22 to fix this?
So the other ballista is completely broken. It is warped. It looks like it took a lot of damage, one from the crash and then two from the bullet. But you do notice that the bases are fine. So you could swap the non-functioning one and the functioning one if that is something that you choose to do. So you can move
If
the
we have
functioning
more
one
of a,
down.
well, we need the angle of it. I like having a higher up one. It's probably better for vantage and stuff. Can
Yeah,
can you
you can
shoot?
see where it's at in the battle deck.
Yeah, so I guess that's what we're doing. Oh, the blizzard's hitting, isn't it?
It's going to be hitting in like the next half hour.
We need a place to hunker down. This happens to be here. So while we're working on the ship and learning about the ship, I think probably going to be most beneficial, right?
All right.
I'm going to start learning about the ship and how it operates.
So Vorin invites you up to a second level and then into a room that has the propulsion chamber. So he went up to here. And it's there in the propulsion chamber that you see this fist-sized psychic crystal that's broken and cracked. It's got like a dull purple luster to it. It's like this thing is going to be losing its energy in the next 50 hours, which is then going to cause a cascade of failures throughout the system. It looks like your timeline is going to be 2 days from now. We've done everything that we can to try to extend the life of the crystal, but nothing that we've tried seems to work. You were pretty handy with the ballista. Maybe you could ascertain a little bit more. And then during that time, what's everybody else up to?
If I can help him figure that out, yes. Just trying to be useful.
Gotcha. Unfortunately, your help on that is probably not going to give him advantage on it because there's not really a lot that you, Raven, can help him out with spell jamming ships.
Oh, fair enough. Is there help needed anywhere else?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
No.
My bags. My bags. If you want to help, you can carry them for me sometimes. Release the tension
Okay.
from my shoulders, you know, and carry the tension together. Or I think, my friend, we
Put it
can
in the
just
spatial
relax
storage.
and
Yeah,
enjoy the
if,
fact that we're on a wild alien ship.
Yeah,
And just breathe, take it in.
yeah, it's just strange. No one else is finding anything weird about this.
No, I'm finding this very weird.
I'm gonna go over here and sit over here next to this thing, lean up against it, and wait for something interesting to happen.
Why do you think I've been wanting to learn about it?
Yeah, yeah.
Also, yeah, definitely, like, just technologically speaking, this is way over our pay grade.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What
Not
language?
to
Like I can
mention we're
help with the
hanging out.
ballista. It's got instructions in a foreign language. I can be like, oh, there you go.
I'm
I can
still
do the
trying to
thing later.
get over the fact that we're helping mind flayers.
Hey,
It does seem kind of weird, but it's almost like the gnome ceremorphs don't hold the same disposition as their illithid counterparts.
They're
It
almost
seems like,
nice. They're not so bad. We
yeah,
can
they've
help
been
these
nothing
guys.
but cool since we met. So far, I'm just maintaining that.
Yeah.
so it's going to take about an hour of Vernon studying this thing, and then he gets to make an Arcana check to see if he's figured something out.
Do we know
Anybody
what
doing anything in
language
that hour?
Rin and Rix and Ziglard speak?
They are all communicating telepathically, and every once in a while you hear little burbling coming from their mouth as they laugh out loud.
Does this thing look like it talks?
The ship or
Subject beta.
subject beta,
Yeah.
it looks like it has an understanding, but it does not address you or move to talk or anything like that if interacted with.
That's a 23 Arcana check, sir.
That unfortunately is not going to be enough. This
Ooh.
is pretty much what it looks. It's as good as it can get right now.
Oh. Damn. Like, so I would have to get a 25 because I can't get a 25.
That is correct.
It is impossible.
25 is the difficulty number.
Unless somebody was able to give me like a bardic of inspiration.
Well, I don't know what you're doing, man. You're off being Scotty.
They've hodgepodged it together as well as can be, so it does look like your timeline still sets that you've got about 48 hours, 2 days until this thing no longer has life support.
Gotcha.
You said the blizzard's approaching?
It is. The blizzard's going to be actually, with that hour, the blizzard is upon you.
Oh no.
And Caleb says using his druid craft, it's only going to last 5 hours.
Only.
We could technically take like a full rest then, like during this time, and like a little bit after.
Oh, no. And no offense to your friends. I'm sure they can read my mind and hear what I'm saying. But, as nice as these mind flayers have been, I'm not going to sleep.
Oh, also, quick question. I honestly don't know how well we know mind flayers, if we know anything about them.
You know enough to know that they're not interacting the way that they normally would. They're travelers from like a far space, a far realm. They live on the edges of chaos. These do not seem to be anything like that, where you would say that most mind flayers are probably around lawful evil. These look to still hold some of their gnomish good nature. The other three during that time frame hasn't really talked to you. They kind of give you the impression that they're kind of like toddlers with the attention span of house cats. They're very like walking around. Every once in a while, they'll like have a bowl of some pink pudding, and they'll eat it.
No. Y'all can take a rest. I'll guard.
Disgusting.
I don't think I'll be getting much sleep, thank you. You know what else? Like, they may look cute, but a mimic looks like treasure.
You're
No,
not
thank you.
wrong.
No offense. Looking right at him, like, obviously they can hear me / read my mind.
The ship's captain, Drevix, comes down and asks you what the situation is. Were you able to get any of the repairs accomplished? Anything that helps them out of their situation?
I was able to fix your ballista for you, but the other one is completely shot. Not gonna be able to be fixed. And this is as fixed as it can get for now. Until we're able to get that crystal back for you. I've noticed as I'm starting to head back, like we're like turn like we're walking that way now. Does he walk with me?
Well, you see him as you talk and start to walk away. He looks over at Vorin, and it looks like they're communicating psychically.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back down the stairs. I've done what I can to help fix the ship for now. Seems to be bearing down out there, though.
You all mind if I play? Eat. I like to do that when I'm nervous. That and Pet Burgess.
Absolutely.
When I freak out like, whoa, 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 pull out my backpack, check. Pull out a penguin. He's still alive. Let him go back in there. Toss him a couple rations.
I imagine like the Chili Willy just like pops his head out,
Yep.
gulps the fish down. So what's everybody doing at this time? The gnome ceramorphs are pretty much making their movements inside of the ship as the blizzard is raging. You do notice that it looks like they are trying to pack some stuff up in these crates and in these cases. Every once in a while, the smaller gnomes end up looking at an object and it starts to hover, and then the golem goes over and grabs it and pushes it around to maneuver things. It looks like there are crates that are filled with long metallic, it looks almost like heavy crossbows inside of there, but it looks like in order to have them fit all lengthwise that they've taken off the arms of them.
Okay. That's... crossbow. Neato. I don't want a crossbow, but I'm not gonna steal their stuff, so I'm just gonna play. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play a pan flute.
Give me a flavor performance
That's what
check.
I was gonna say, like, I'm gonna play it so good, but we'll see. Ability checks. Performance. I'm not. You wanna get mad? I'm not even trained in performance.
What the hell?
I'm not. I got an 18.
18
It's
still.
good.
I'm
You
not really a
actually
performer.
notice
It's not what I do.
You notice that a couple of the gnome squidlings are actually like looking around and paying more attention to you as you are playing. It's kind of difficult to tell through their features, but you could almost see that they're like transfixed in a way.
He didn't want their attention, and now he's got all their attention.
Yeah, like
I'm just gonna cuddle up with his fizz and her fizz.
All right.
Wait it out. I've done everything I can on the ship, so
Are you guys gonna wait the 5 hours?
yeah, he's gonna play it out, I guess.
Yeah, there's not much we can do in the blizzard.
Is
You
there
can play it
anything
out.
that you want to try to accomplish in these 5 hours? Anything that you're looking at doing while you pass this time?
I know it's a long shot, but I kind of want to see if I can learn the language a little bit.
You
I
would
know it.
need tentacles.
Okay.
There are other ways, such as casting spells, that would allow you to like read that stuff. So as we're going through, 5 hours pass. Anybody who wants to take a short rest can go ahead and do that. It is now 4 o'clock in the afternoon on day 8 as the blizzard lets up.
All right, guys. Blizzard is let up. So have we decided which path we're going to take?
That's actually probably something we would be talking about during that downtime.
We'll get the gem.
Yeah,
I'm
get the gem.
I'm assuming we made a choice to either fight or go in the cave, or turn on the transistor and follow the noise.
Yep.
Do we know what town the imp was last in, right?
Oh, it's East
The
Haven,
last
right?
time you knew it was East Haven, yeah.
East Haven.
Here you go. Let me pull up the Icewind Dale map. You guys are all right here. And from the Id Ascendant to Dugan's Hole is like 12 miles as a straight shot.
That's some wilderness traveling in the mountains.
That is
Pretty tricky. Do we have any humans with us? Little frail humans?
Yeah, I'm human.
Oh, sorry.
Can't you tell?
No.
Good.
I'm human.
That's that's
Yeah.
quite the costume.
that's a negative Ghost Rider. That pattern is full.
Like, I can pass for human. I don't think you can.
Yeah, I don't know. Scales are a bit much, aren't they? All right, let's go to this cave.
So the cave is all the way up here in Tourmaline.
Oh, would have a better chance of going to
East Haven's
Haven.
right there.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
They also said that they're uncommon. So it's not like they can't be found other places. Those are just the two that they got the hits off the psychic detector.
Mm-hmm.
What if
Well,
we?
It does have a 5-mile range, so we could start in one direction and see if we get a hit and follow it. Since we have to go north either way.
So what's the plan?
We're straight shotting it. Not even the
Before,
Dugan's Hole,
before we get off the
but to
boat,
East Haven. Go big or go home. Let's do. Don't listen
before
to
we
me.
get off
Hey, what
the
about their?
ship,
What about the path that their ship drop stuff and whatnot?
Yeah.
Maybe we could go that way and see if we find one on the way as well.
Oddly enough, their path is pretty much straight north to south. So they made it about right there when that giant was snatching up their stuff.
Well, let's go. But let's avoid
Yeah,
that
let's just
right
go
there.
straight to Dugan's hole.
No, let's avoid that right there. I'd prefer not to run into giants on the way.
So that's the way you want to go?
No, I'm
We don't know
thinking
what's there.
They said that in that direction there have been gray dwarves that their carrion crawlers have captured. So about the time they crashed, they had to deal with the scouting party. Subject X helps keep them at bay.
Speaking of Subject X, we have to get off the ship.
well, let's go.
Ooh, let me put that back on.
I'm gonna ask him if he knows a path that we might avoid that creature, or if we just have to figure it out.
It seems to be adept at burrowing through rock, and it seems to sense its prey through tremors. So, how they've stayed away from being cat or from being its prey is they don't group up and they don't go outside, hoping that it'll just lose its interest and hunt some of the parties of reindeer and stuff like that.
All right, is there a path right here? Right below us? Is
That that
is that river?
that's the river.
Okay. Does it branch off underneath the ANT like that right there, or is that a different one?
Let's see. The looks like it branches this way and then down that way.
I'm wondering what this is right around here, or is that just the base of the?
That looks like possibly impacts from where the star metals fell.
Oh, we're going that way. That's the way you guys want to go anyways. We're going
Yeah.
that way. We need to get some of that metal. Need to study it.
They have an empty box.
Do they have an empty box? Yeah.
Nice. I would just like the box as well.
They easily give you a small box. Are you looking for like a small chest, a cigar
Small little
box?
cigar box would work even. Just
All right.
as long as it's a little box. Thank you. Which way do you want to head? I'm not
Oh, we're
driving.
definitely gonna
Unless I'm driving.
go east. We're going east. We're gonna go this, well, kind of, we're gonna have to go southeast, go around it.
I hope I'm not driving.
Can the
No.
sled get through there?
His sled's gonna move at the rate of basically your guys' walking speed because it's not a beaten path.
Ouch.
So
All-terrain
every
vehicle.
12 feet on the ruler, we're gonna say is like 1 mile. I think that's a good way of putting it. Or we could make it easy and just go 10. Every 10 feet on the ruler is 1 mile. For rough approximation.
All right. Well, shall we go? No
Yeah,
time like the present.
we should.
So how are you going to be leading?
We're gonna have to distract the patient X.
Wait,
Is
do
it
we
still
want to
out there?
distract him, or is there a way for us to knock him out?
Oh,
Knock him out. Is he still medium?
no.
No, that's
No.
been like 5 hours.
All right,
Yeah.
so he's large creature then. Knock him out. What do you mean?
That lasts for a minute, and I stopped concentrating on that, like, the moment we were safe.
Can we get a picture of the boat just so we know what direction we're heading? I'm assuming it's east,
Picture of
southeast,
Yeah,
the
we're heading
boat.
northeast.
or the ship.
Look at this amazingly drawn
So we're heading out this way, right?
there. Yep. That's I believe where you guys
Amazing.
parked the last time.
Yep.
That's like
Epic.
spectacular.
Epic.
Let's do it.
We all know that that's a, what is that again?
You're
Great Valley.
That's my sled.
yep.
Yeah, of course is my sled. Can definitely tell it's our sled,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just gonna miniaturize itself real quick.
A little bit more appropriate. It's gonna take like a minute to get his fizz and her fizz like properly put into place. You might be able to rush it, and depending on how well you do, it might hold for a little bit.
Hey, do you think you could help us by chance? I ask, what's his name again? Voyer?
Vorin,
Vorin? Uh, Vorin? Do you think you could help us?
what did you have in mind?
Well, the the bullet, Project X, you guys are obviously able to get into people's minds and stuff. Is there a way for you to knock it out?
He lets you know that the last time they dealt with it directly, the captain used a sonic nullifier to try to knock it out, and then it's taking damage, so it's kind of iffy. They are willing to let you borrow it and see how it goes.
Okay. A sonic nullifier? This is some high-tech shit. I'll use it. I'll try it out. Why not? Can bring this back with the crystal that you need.
Let me see about. So you got the psychic crystal detention. Okay, the pacifier rod. It is approximately a 6-inch long black metal rod that has a button at the top. You are able to press the button and it causes the rod to emit a chirp. Any creature within 30 feet of the rod that isn't deafened and has an intelligence of 3 or less must succeed on a DC 13 Constitution saving throw or be incapacitated for 1 minute.
That's any creature. Key.
With an intelligence of 3 or lower.
I was gonna say, hold on a second. Does that mean even the person holding it?
If your intelligence is 3 or lower, it would
Or you're
affect you.
deafened?
Yep.
So that would pretty much be almost all of us.
So if I could stuff my ears full of something, or like, I'm just curious, would that?
What's your character's intelligence?
Not a 3.
Don't use it.
Is it a 3 or lower?
No.
Then you would be unaffected.
Oh, sorry. I was getting that wrong. I don't know why. I think the mind flare did something to my brain.
It could be. Maybe they took a nibble on it while you were sleeping.
Mhm.
And my dogs didn't do anything. Bitches.
They didn't. They're just
So
happy to see you.
So you have to get in range of this thing and see it?
Yeah.
So, well, let's call it. Get its attention. Can, let's see. Since we have to go this way, can I? What about shooting like an fireball and an eldritch blast, like kind of out here in the sand, just to hit the ground impact? Would that kind of work?
I mean, you can hit it. The force damage is gonna like possibly call to it if you're trying to get it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to cause a little bit of tremor or something to impact on the ground there.
I tell
But
you what,
in order to do that, I need to be on the deck.
I am looking at getting a little bit more to drink. What do you say we take our first break of the night?
Sounds
Then
good.
we come back and come up with a
Okay.
solution on how you guys are going to do this.
All right.
I'm back, you're back, we're all back. All right. So the blizzard has subsided. You guys have done your talking while you're in there. It has stayed like 50 degrees Fahrenheit this entire time. You would expect this ship to have gotten significantly warmer, but is very much so in its last legs. As you're sitting there walking and talking, Gabs has an idea. Gabs, if you want to take it away.
All right. Chauncey, you had a good idea by causing the explosion. Now, I can't exactly explode things. I don't have that stuff on me. The reason I wanted this box was I was considering casting a spell on it. A knock spell. Which, yes, will open the box, but will also make an audible knock in a wide range.
Strong attention.
Kinda use it as a beacon. I'm sure that's going to send a tremor. But I'm not a sage or a scholar, so I don't know. The science might not work out that way.
Worth a shot.
I would always say,
I can fly
Give it
for
a
a
shot.
minute and take it whatever direction we want to and fly back. So,
That would be a good way to get its attention.
so what direction am I going?
north,
I would
west.
suggest you go northwest. Yep.
Northwest.
And we go southeast.
I'm just waiting until we're ready to actually enact the plan.
All right, I'm gonna get ready on the deck side.
I'm gonna
I'm
fly
ready.
directly back to the sled. So when I
I'm
get
gonna
back,
get on.
let's go.
I'm gonna get on the other side of the dogs, keeping the dogs between us. So if anything does pop up, we help them.
Gotcha. All right. So it looks like everybody's getting ready, getting their positions. Caleb's giving a pep talk to the dogs, using his druid speak with animals, so they're on board with what's going on. And they kind of get a little bit of an idea of what they're going to do. Looking out, you don't see any plumes hitting the frost of the tundra or anything like that. Nothing's moving around the ship.
So it's on you then.
I'd say go for it, Gabs.
Is there something? There's something I could use. I could probably throw it out there towards the northeast if you wanted.
I can fly it though.
Well, no, I know. I'm saying so that way maybe start something. I don't know.
Work it. Either way.
Make sure that he starts going that direction or
Good distraction.
All right, well, stand back. Stand away.
Godspeed.
Do not get caught in my bright light. And I'm going to use my Celestial Revelation. I have big glowing celestial wings. 10-foot bright radius, 10-foot dim after that. If I end my turn and you're in the bright radius, you take 2 radiant.
Makes a celestial appearance.
that's if you end your turn in there
If I
or
end
just
my
go
turn
into.
there, yeah. But for safety's sake, I've just grown accustomed to telling people to step back.
Oh. Are you actually over here?
I am. Let me get back to that map.
I just moved you
We're
back
right by
to
the
back.
ballista. Yeah.
Okay.
And looks like Chauncey's in it, but that's okay, because I'm not going to end my turn here. I'm gone.
Are you guys coming?
As my Radiant Angel wings just start flying. Northwest. They have a speed of 30. I'm going to time this well. Literally fly 6 rounds out, fly 6 rounds, fly 5 rounds out, fly 5 rounds back. 150 feet. Dashing for 4 of them. If we really want to get down to the nitty gritty of how far away that is, that's 270 feet total each way. If I dash for 4 of
Too
them.
easy. We'll just say 300 because I like nice round numbers.
Yeah. And then use the action. I'm going to, free action, obviously. Boom. If we're going to action economy that, drop it. Drop the box. Full reason for asking for it. Out onto the ground. I'm trying to stay about like 60 or so feet above the ground. Closer, I can't really judge it. Drop it. When it hits the ground, I'm going to cast Knock on it. So hooray, I've opened this empty little box that they've given me. The cigar box. But it also makes a loud audible boom. Or audible knock. That. Let's go to my spells. A loud knock, audible up to 300 feet away, emanates from the target. So it can barely be heard back where everyone else is at.
You can barely hear. And then you see it from the southeastern section of the or southwestern section of the cargo deck, you start to see it move and take off towards where Gabs is at. Gabs, you're seeing this thing. It is easily clearing 80 feet around. So as you're flying back, it's moving 80 for your 60.
I'm
So
dashing
it's
right towards the
starting to go
sled.
get that.
All
right.
Let's get the hell out of here. Did we make it to the sled?
Yeah, I'll say that you guys made it to the sled.
Nice.
Make it to the sled, got about a round to put the stuff on it, and as you are starting to get everything held up and put together is when it is starting to basically it leaps up out of the ground and smashes down on that small cigar box that you opened with knock, and it is now trying to tear around and figure some stuff out. It probably hasn't noticed you yet, but next round we might have to start worrying about distance.
Yeah. No, when I land on the sled, I'm just gonna drop the wings immediately. Let's go.
All right, everybody helping out with this endeavor of trying to get out of there as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you start taking off and you are quickly starting to outpace and move away from where it's at. You see the gnomes starting to fire those small hand crossbows without the things. It looks like they're firing out magic missiles, but they don't seem to hit the thing. They're hitting the ground around it.
Hmm.
You are
I mean, I want
effectively
one
able
now.
to. You are in, and you are a little bit further away. I'm bringing us to the main map.
I think we should ask for one for reward afterwards. I act like I'm the only one who wants one of these.
For each person, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Pew pews.
Pew pew.
So you guys are heading east.
Uh, Probably northeast, right?
I thought we were
Well,
taking the direct
east,
path.
and yeah.
Direct path to Dugan's Hole.
Well, I think
Wanted to slide right in.
I think Jay wanted to go this way because there was some.
No, you didn't want to go that way because when I said the Dugan's Hole, you talked about the giants. So you didn't want to go that way. So we decided we go southeast. That's the reason why you
Okay.
went
Right. Right,
northwest.
but there was also some not
Yeah, and
crystals,
right
but
here there's
metals
some
over.
metal that fell into the earth.
I mean, if we're able to see it as we go by, I don't want to stop and scavenge. That's just my opinion. Oh, turn on your beeper,
Yep.
your scanner.
I mean, the scanner, it's still not picking up anything here, I'm assuming.
Well, so draw me whoever is driving. Draw me the path that you're going to be taking.
Yeah.
Jay, I think you're driving, right?
Yeah, that's me.
I'm going to take southeast around that
So
mountain.
yeah, so where we were was right. Let me zoom in, sorry. So we're gonna go down, and you said there's some stuff right around here where the meteors.
Those relief lines that you see are from where, like, a long time ago, stuff hit from impacts of the earth. You can kind of see it all over the map where these small stuffs are. But yeah, if you're looking at going southeast,
Yep, that's the way we were gonna go. We're gonna go towards that metal in the ground, meteors.
All right. Fog of War. Eraser.
Oh my goodness.
You make it to about here, and then you see further up there that way. It looks like beyond the snowy foothills, low-lying clouds obscure the icy peaks of a gargantuan mountain that forms the spine of the world. Eventually, uh, when you look above the clouds, you behold the sheer mountain wall rising more than 100 feet up above it. Carved high in that area are what looks like many arrow slits with some lights burning through them. So it looks like there is a fortified area right over here where it says Sunblight. You notice a large stronghold.
What do you guys think?
Well, are we able to see any of those metals around?
Yeah, I'm just looking on the ground now.
The whole place was just covered in a blizzard that lasted like 5 hours.
It's all covered.
That's-
If you wanted to get out, you could spend hours like trying to uncover stuff and like start an expedition.
I don't think that's wise. We got limited time.
Let's move on.
I think we need to go
If
towards the
we're gonna
river.
be so bold this
go
way, we
up
might
the
as well
river.
go straight to East Haven.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Hey, can you push
we're gonna
these
have to get
mutts?
back to the trail. Not on here, no. Only if it's on a trail,
Oh,
which we will get to once we. Because if you look right over here by the P, in between the P and the T, on chapter, we can get back on that frozen river and just follow that up. It's the same one that we took down.
Keep us going.
I think that's what we need to do.
yeah.
I say for now we ignore this stronghold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
For now.
I got a
Come back to
bad feeling about it right now.
So which way are
Let's
you
go
guys
the-
trying to go first?
We're gonna go right here and then go up the river just like we went down the river to right here.
All right. It's going to be 6 hours of travel to get back out on the main road.
Then
Wasn't it
6
4
hours
o'clock
of-
when we left?
It was.
So it's 10 p.m. now?
Yep. It is 10 p.m. at night, and you have made it onto the main trail for 10 towns.
and like 20 feet right here.
At least on the trail, you could push it, and it takes half the time. So you can travel 20 with 1 hour instead of just the 10.
Okay, so in 2 hours we can get to right here. We can get to right here in 2 hours after pushing the. Because you said it's every 10 feet is that'd be 40 feet, which would be right here.
And you move twice as fast traveling on a sled on a trail. So that's why you're able to do, instead of doing 10 feet an hour, you're able to do 20 feet. And then if you pushed it, you'd basically be going 40, but they get an exhaustion.
Where's our goal? Where are we going here?
To East Haven, but that's going to be to have to be tomorrow because we're going to have to rest.
All right.
So once we get to this part right here, we'll rest. We have to.
Okay.
So
Or we
you
just-
are make it to there and takes you 2 hours.
It'll
What
be
about-
like right about here where I'm at, but yeah.
Could we make it to Bryn Shander at 2 in the morning? It'd be better than camping on a trail.
Yeah. I think that's a better idea.
Yeah. Better safe than sorry.
I mean, we did just. Yeah. I think we should go to Bryn Shander. If it's 2 in the morning, that's fine. I don't care.
I'm not sure about the dogs. That's why I thought it was only 8 hours with the dogs.
Yeah. So you're able, since you're using the trail, you're able to move the 20 feet. And then if you push them, you'll be able to go that 40.
Yeah, that's where we'd be right now
Yeah.
if we push them.
So it's 1 hour if you push it, or 2 hours if you're not.
And then it's like an hour and a half.
Yeah. It's like another
no.
2 hours.
It's like 30 feet.
So if you pushed them, they'd take 2 levels of exhaustion, which means that they'd be traveling basically at 30 feet instead, but you'd be at Bryn Shander in 2 hours.
Guess we can do that. Because we're about to rest in Brimshender anyways, so
Is that what you want to do?
sounds like a plan.
All right. So I will call this midnight since you pushed it, and then you're starting to lead into like the 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 morning hours of day 9. So it's not even 1 o'clock in the morning yet, but you hit the outside of Bryn Shander. There's still hustle, bustle. The gates are still there. What are you trying to do?
Go straight to the tavern for a room, probably. Would the room be in the tavern?
Yeah.
I'll put you on the Bryn Shander map. Yeah, there is the stables, which are at the southwest gate, which is where you could leave the dogs. They will quarter them for 2 silver pieces. Make sure that they get food and they get rest. And then you also have the there's easy enough to say that you've got an inn close by. There's like an inn attached to the stables, we'll say, for quick foot traffic, unless you're looking for something different.
Say quick in and out.
Probably faster the better.
All right. So the stables will basically, if everybody pays a gold themselves, you can get food and a spot to rest, and then it's a silver piece for the 2, his fizz and her fizz, and then that comes with the place to keep your guys' stuff. They are saying that there is going to probably be a blizzard around 7 o'clock in the morning.
Mm. That puts a damper.
How long is it supposed to last? Do we know?
According to the druids, this one might be a while. It might be an 8-hour blizzard.
Oh god.
Oh,
Blizzards are epic, I guess.
They
Uh,
are.
how long until it comes in? And do we want to try to push through it or just buckle down and wait?
Well, we have to buckle down for the night because the dogs are exhausted. They've been going literally all day,
I was gonna say.
and we pushed them to get here, and it's midnight. We have 8 hours for resting, and so you're looking at 8 o'clock, and it's going to be here at 7. The time is we have to stay here in Brimshander.
Yeah, I don't like that Blizzard or its soundtrack. I don't like that that's the song that comes on when I click Blizzard. I don't know anything about this game, so that's terrifying.
It's a pretty epic thing. You're basically, your visibility gets cut down to like 30 feet. And it sucks. That's why it's epic. Just like the soundtrack by Siren Skit, because epic games need epic sound.
Right.
So, from what I'm hearing, that it's been proposed that you guys basically stay here and wait out the storm.
I think so.
We're
Or we could
talking
just
about
be
wait. Well,
complete badasses and legends
yeah.
who travel from
Well-
town to town in blizzards exclusively.
Well, the druid did say this storm's gonna last a while, and we're already running the clock on
We are.
getting this stuff done. So I think if we wait it out, we're gonna run out of time.
Gonna punish us. How much time has passed? Is it midnight? So we got till when? Midnight. The next one?
2 days.
Midnight until, we'll say 6 a.m. You got 6 hours until the blizzard hits.
Oh, until the blizzard hits?
Yeah,
Where
the
do-
blizzard's going to be hitting at 6 a.m.
And we
Oh,
can't
okay.
It's
make
It
it's
doesn't-
1 o'clock in the morning now.
Never mind. False alarm. False alarm on the blizzard music, everyone. Just built it. Fates of Brimshander. Unless we're traveling now.
Brinshander to East Haven is about 7.5, 8 hours. You could make it in 4 traveling with dogs.
Oh yeah. I paid my silver and gold so we can stay.
All right.
But if we do stay, it's gonna blizzard.
Hmm. Can we rent new dogs?
That is such a good question.
I mean,
You
we'll be
can.
back for her and his fizz.
Yeah.
Let them rest. They've done well.
Wait. Before we go anywhere and we feel like fools, I'm gonna use the detector.
Good call.
I thought it was on the whole time. Or can it not be on like that?
It has a switch on it. Leads me to believe I shouldn't leave it on at all times.
Probably runs on a crystal.
You,
Open it
oddly
up.
enough, get the beeping north where Tourmaline is.
Should we? Okay. So here's
That's
the
where that
question.
cave was.
Right. Well, so that's a question. The only reason we're going to East Haven is
Yeah,
so you
no,
guys
that's
could
we
potentially.
changed direction
Yeah.
because this is what
What
we're
are your
following.
chances? Yeah. What do you think your chances of beating the imp are? That is, if he offers you that deal.
If he offers me a game of chance,
Mm-hmm.
oh well, I
He's
play games of
He's
chances,
gonna
but I
cheat.
don't take any chances. Do you understand?
I do.
It's gonna go invisible again, and it's gonna do what is it? Melt metal or whatever.
A lot of damage.
Yeah. He's gonna cheat. There's no way of beating him.
Well, he's not cheating, and there's always a way.
That's
But
not a part of the rules.
perhaps the way to beat him on this one is to not play that game. If we know he's gonna win, what do you think? Where we go?
We have to go towards Termini.
Yeah. We still have time before that blizzard, though. I'm thinking, do you want to go to Targos before resting?
What's that, an hour? That's not even an hour. That's 30 minutes away on a sled.
You want to see
It's
if
an
we can
hour
make
away
it?
on a sled. It's 2 hours on foot, an hour away using a sled.
Want to see if we can make
Gotcha.
it to Tourmaline?
Tourmaline's
Right.
going to be 6 hours, so on the dogs, it's going to be like 3.
We'll make it there just in time for the blizzard. If we just go. If we use the dogs, we'll make it in less time. Dogs are kind of exhausted.
Well, we won't push him the rest of the way then.
Yeah. That is true.
If we don't push him, it'll be fine.
Let us go.
Yeah, so from what I'm seeing, it'll take you 3 hours with the dogs to get to Tourmaline, and then it'll take you 4 hours to get to East Haven with the dogs using the trails.
Can I get my gold back and all that since we're not staying?
Yeah. He's sad to see a customer go, but he understands.
All right.
Duty calls.
Let's go then.
We'll let him keep
Which
my
way
gold.
you guys going?
To Tourmaline.
Gotcha.
Bad we can't go all the way to Lonelywood.
You could.
Don't you have your shop there or your
Yeah.
abandoned? What was it? An old fishery or something?
The
There's an
Ramshackle Inn.
Inn. Yeah, because we could just stay there.
Well, a cave sounds pleasant.
If you want, we can just go to Lonelywood and go to our inn.
Only would be an extra hour.
Dude, we're probably gonna hit the blizzard
Right when
on
we
one
get
of
there.
these. Right when we get to Tourmaline. They
No,
predicted
when we
it
get
was
to
coming
Lonelywood.
around 6.
So it is pretty much the hour of 4 o'clock in the morning. It's just starting to arise. You're looking at you're at the outskirts of Tourmaline right now.
Mm-hmm.
You could spend another hour to get up there. It would be 5 o'clock in the morning. The blizzard starts at 6. So you've got basically 2 hours to play with.
While in Tourmaline, I'm gonna use the detector again.
You're getting very strong indications that there is, in fact, a crystal here.
Okay. Well, let's head to this tavern you talk about. Right?
All right. Our inn. We'll go to the Lonelywood then.
All right, so you're going to burn the other hour. You're going to head to Lonelywood, and you are at the town of Lonelywood. And your area that you have is, in fact, the Ramshackle Inn. And you are starting to notice that there is a blizzard that is starting to come in. I don't think you guys bought provisions or left provisions or anything like that, so it is just pretty much a open area that you guys can escape the cold from. But you don't have to pay anything for a spot to stay.
Yeah. No comfort, but still be able to get our shit done.
Yep,
I'm gonna
if that's
open
what
the
Are
you
there
guys
door
are
no-
and be
looking
like,
Are there no beds already?
and then walk right back north to the actual to the actual
There is
inn.
no inn. There is no inn.
There is no inn.
The Lucky Lair.
What's
the,
the
Nope.
happy
the
shroom
speaker
shander?
Speaker's
the
house.
speaker house functions as an inn because she's able to be hospitable.
Mm.
Oh, I'm gonna
But-
go be hospitable. Oh, it is like what, 6 a.m.
Yeah, it's like 5 a.m.
So are there not beds here?
There's just, it's not like it got left fully furnished. It is
Okay.
very much so like bare bones effects.
Well, we've got our own stuff, and as long as there's like beds and bed frame, that's cool.
Yep.
There's place for everybody to sleep. Like
Straw mattresses,
decently.
stuff like that. Yeah, like I said, it'll function as a place for you guys to go to. You just haven't stocked it with anything. So like you have mattresses coupled with your bedrolls and stuff like that. It's more comfortable than roughing it.
For sure.
Like the
But-
basics until we add more.
You
Yeah,
wanted
but
to
there,
head here. In the town we were at before, had like kept inns, cooked food.
We have. Look, the good berry. Here. Eat one of these.
If I never have another one of these.
but yeah, Caleb does his good berry trick. You guys are able to do what you need to do. Is there anything that you're going to do before this storm hits in an hour?
We're inside now. Make sure we're eating and staying warm.
Get things prepped for the storm. So like
Yeah.
we
Firewood.
firewood, all that stuff. Go talk to the speaker, potentially.
What do you want to talk to the speaker about?
Like if we could get some supplies from her.
Well, it's player's handbook prices.
Okay.
That's what she's got.
We're right near the water. I'm gonna let Burgess out. You stretch your wings? I still don't understand them.
Burgess?
It helps him fly underwater.
Burgess is my penguin.
You have a penguin?
Yeah, I have a penguin. He's been in my backpack.
A penguin in a backpack.
Motherfucker, you have a penguin? That's so awesome.
It's a payment.
It's incredibly random. You never hear anyone say, what'd you pull out of your backpack? Penguin.
Penguin. He's normally quite comfortable in there. A gift
And
from a friend
that should be style
for a
points.
job well done.
That's for the wife, isn't it?
No. We were just in a snowy setting, and I wanted a penguin named Burgess.
Nice.
I'm gonna let him loose in the water. Go do your
So
thing.
what are you guys gonna be doing for this hour? So you're going the stuff that you can buy is player's handbook prices out of the PHB. She'll help you out and rustle up that type of stuff. Is there anything else that you're trying to do before this blizzard hits?
I got everything I need.
All right. And now it's time to cue that epic music because our blizzard has hit and it looks like it is going to be going for the next 8 hours. So the time that it will end, it is approximately 6 o'clock in the morning right now. You will be able to leave with visibility at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Is there anything that you want to accomplish during these 8 hours?
Staying warm. I don't know. Research if there's anything I need to research, but I don't think there's anything I can do.
What are you trying to research?
I don't know. I'm just nothing.
All right.
These blizzards are so frequent. What is going on?
Anything Chauncey's doing?
Did you not see the dragon flying with the lady?
Oh, we saw that last time.
Yeah, I was asking.
No, I didn't.
It was quite epic. Is Gabs with us, or is he at the speaker's house?
I don't know. Where is Gabs?
I'm with you.
Okay. Can I see that detector real quick?
Sure.
And I want to cast Identify on it.
It is non-magical in nature, but what it looks like is a small black box that has a piece of glass in it that lights up when a button on the side is pressed. It looks like a spider web. And when you look at it, it looks like southeast there is a dot from your location. You surmise that that's the distance that you need to travel to get to Tourmaline.
It's a very unique device.
Alright. I don't think we're doing anything tonight but resting now, right? It's gonna be a long blizzard.
If you want to take a rest through the 8 hours of the blizzard,
Let's do that. That's
Yeah.
a conveniently
yeah.
timed blizzard.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna take that.
7 hours into it, Vernon, you get a psychic impression through that coin that you have saying that the It Ascendant is in its death throes. You only have 24 hours until the ship is no longer capable of being salvaged, and it will have to be detonated. There will be no further messages. And an hour later, the storm clears.
I'll tell everybody.
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, day 9.
Got that long
Man, that
rest.
storm couldn't have hit at the most worst opportune time. We gotta haul it.
How many experience points are you guys away from level 5?
500, I think, right?
Assuming we all have the same. Yeah.
Y'all should have the same. Whatever it takes you to get up to level 5, I'll throw level 5 on it, and then we'll use that 8 hours for you guys to be able to level your characters up.
Nice.
Cool. The hell of a storm.
That was. But at least you were stuck in your own spot.
Mhm.
Oh. What? It takes 65 to get to level 5. We were only
65
at
to get
40.
to level 5? You're
Yeah,
at
we were.
65.
All right, so that's 2,000.
Yep. You guys got some pretty commanding stuff going. You're smart. You found out a way to beat the bullet. You guys found a very crafty way of making it up that far. Level 5.